Gashi, a 29-year-old Albanian rapper, has just released his self-titled album. Now, at first, I wasn't planning on doing any album review because, I'm gonna be honest, there hasn't been any music releases for quite a while. Well, I can't say that there has, but the thing is, those albums has already been viewed by the top reaction channels already. So me viewing it already, that's not gonna get nowhere. So, but I do enjoy some of them. But like this album, we're gonna talk about it. So now, before I get started in the video, I just want to say that I do not hate any of these particular artists. I'm just a guy that simply enjoys music and loves to review music. And this is just my personal opinion. You could have your own opinions. I will listen and I will respect your opinion. But however, this is just my opinion. Gashi has released other EPs and albums as well because I just found out about this rapper and artist. But seeing the features, which those features are actually mainstream rappers like G Eazy, Frech Montana, DJ Snake, and I will talk about the features later in the video. But for now, ooh. All I will say is, let's start off nice and simple. The production on the album was fantastic. I simply loved how there is some EDM influence in it. Obviously, DJ Snake is one of those artists that has that, that sort of vibe you get from EDM music. And also, this rapper does remind me a lot of a mixture between Post Malone and Drake. Not comparing at all, but I'm just saying he reminds me when it comes to the melody and the flows he delivers in these tracks. Also, a mix if you want to like talk about like auto-tuners because he does like sing, but he uses auto-tune. But there's nothing wrong with that because remember, one of the most best artists of this era is Travis Scott, and he does auto-tune. I have a lot of ups and downs of this album, but let's start with the positive thoughts on this project. Well, simply from this guy that I didn't know, I knew I would find some decent tracks. So the beginning of the song, the introduction, overall, it was good. It was a good start to the album. It was nice and fresh. I simply enjoyed it. It was nothing too major. It was something that I was hoping for an introduction, and that's why I exactly got. The introduction starts off nice and bright. Kind of gives you that feeling of what's to come throughout this whole entire album. And I thought wrong. Now, the second track is one of the most hype up tracks I've ever heard. I really enjoy that track. I actually would go back to the album just for that one track. Like everything else just kind of felt empty, something that I wasn't looking forward to. And sorry if you hear like the background noises, I'm in New York, so yeah. I forgot to mention that in most of my videos that you're gonna hear a lot of these taxi drivers honking and shit like that. Now, this is when this album loses me, and for those that are fans of this guy, I respect that. But let me tell you my opinion on why this album kind of let me down. And I don't know the guy, and I'm not really, a fan of him. But I will say there are downfalls. And for those that said this was a decent album, then that's fine for your opinion. But my side is just that it comes to a time where things start getting repetitive, and when things get repetitive, you kind of just feel down to it. You feel like nothing else is gonna happen, and that was one of my fears on coming to this project. There will be too much of the same thing, and it just repeats itself. There are some catchy lines into the album, but overall, if you just want something nice and clever, something that'll just mind blowing you away, it's just this is not it. I'm a fan of DJ Snake's work in the previous years, but this track Safety just kind of let me down. It was absolutely, utterly disappointing and unenthusiastic, and it kind of just very disappointing from the middle side of the album. Now we're reaching to the middle where it should be getting good, but it doesn't. The best part of the song for me is the outro because the album ended, and that was the best part of the album. But no, in all seriousness, I know I will get a lot of hate and discourage on this project. People will call me a clown or, oh, you just listen to the same shit as well. Well, here's the thing: you can argue that it's fair, but just that maybe it is me. Maybe I just keep listening to the same things that has been been created throughout the years. Other artists has been doing this exact thing he's done throughout the entire years. Take Care, Stony, albums like that. The Weeknd's project. That's all those albums put into one, and it's just not gonna be that good as you thought because it's just overly the same repetitive, most generic thing I've ever heard from this. To a point where I started focusing on production more than anything else from the song because clearly I wasn't getting nowhere with it, and I didn't want to be negative throughout the whole entire thing because, as I mentioned, I've never heard of this particular rapper at all. So me just listening to production was completely fine because, well, he just delivered the same melody. Keep Me Alive is my favorite when it comes to production because I kind of like that, that groove into it, and it gives you that vibe where you just want to turn up and be with your friends. Now, at this point, I'm picking and choosing songs because there really isn't nothing much of this album that I can give, but all I can say is the worst track by far is My Year. Oh my god. And it's not because G Eazy was there. I don't really have an issue with G Eazy at all. It's just that I knew, knowing what G Eazy has done for the past several years, I knew I would get something that just was so unnecessary. You know what? The album link will be in the description down below. You can listen to all these songs all you want, but I'm gonna have to give this a too bad 5 out of 10. Do better next time. It's not my fault. People have been doing the same thing, and I just get tired of it. Like, there are some positive things about this album, and there are some negative. Don't expect everyone to enjoy this album. If you enjoy it, that's completely fine to me. But everyone else doesn't seem to enjoy it. So at the end of the day, it's my opinion, and you can have your opinions down below. Let me know how you feel about this album. As for me, you already know how I feel. I might go back to it, but there are a few good tracks here. By the way, you guys heard of 6ix9ine? Yeah, he snitched on a lot of people, even Cardi, which is crazy to me. But I'm probably gonna do a separate video of that. Maybe depends if you guys really want it. Probably like 5 likes. If not, then yeah, because knowing me, I am from New York, so this whole situation that's happening, him talking about King of New York, kind of just made me like, I'm not so sure about that, buddy. But anyways, let me know what you guys feel about this album, and peace.